Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to the English Flash News Edition. As usual, I'm Daniel Cook, your host here on Aura News, where we are trying to keep you up to date with the latest happenings in Albania and beyond in a language that you understand. In today's breaking news, Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama was invited yesterday evening to speak on the station of Aura News on the show Tonight with Ilva Tare. During his interview, the head of state declared that the country will organize the local elections, even if the opposition decides not to participate. The Prime Minister said that if the Constitutional Court approves the new territorial reform, then the country will hold local elections with or without the participation of the Democratic Party. He said, "It is the right of the opposition to decide whether to participate or not in the local elections. The local elections will take place regardless. Those who want to participate are welcome. I don't see a problem in this case," stated the Prime Minister. He added that the government will accept all the decisions of the Constitutional Court. During his interview, the Prime Minister stated that so far, he does not have a candidate to present for the governance of the city of Tirana. A very important meeting was held today between some of the highest representatives of the government of Albania. The President of the Albanian Republic, Bujar Nishani, held a meeting today with the highest representatives of the government and the opposition. This morning, the head of state met with the head of the parliament, Ilir Meta. Afterwards, in another meeting, he spoke with the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama. He continued his itinerary by meeting with the head of the opposition, Lulzim Basha. In all of these meetings, the subject of conversation was the new governor of the Central Bank of Albania. After the meetings, the head of the parliament announced that the majority will respect the constitutional rights of the president and will cooperate in order to choose a proper candidate for the central bank presidency. The Prime Minister himself declined to address the media after the press conference. Today, the head of the Democratic Party, Lulzim Basha, held a meeting to address the rising costs of energy prices. In the meeting, the head of the opposition addressed the Prime Minister of Albania. He very pointedly asked the question of why he has not been honest with the people of Albania regarding this vital issue. While addressing the company there, he urged the Prime Minister to give a concrete statement about the new price of electricity and the reason why he is trying to hide the very high price. According to the mayor of Tirana and the head of the Democratic Party, the increase of electricity prices will also bring an increase in the level of Albanian poverty. He stated that the government has not been successful in creating new jobs, and that, in fact, thousands more people are now unemployed thanks to the newly increased taxes. The latest details about the recent murder in Tirana have been submitted to the High Court as the investigation into the case continues. The prosecution of Tirana has sent a case file containing the details of the recent murder to the Court of Tirana. The file contained the details about the so-called massacre of Elbasan Street, in which 4 people were killed. Tomorrow, the prime suspect in this quadruple murder, Kostandin Gjuvani, will face the court, together with one of his accomplices. The official ballistic report has shown that the bullets that were recovered from the bodies of 2 of the victims were fired by the weapon that was found in the possession of Gjuvani at the time of his arrest. The ballistic report has not yet confirmed any information about the killer of the other victims, but it is suspected that they were also shot by Gjuvani. The 26-year-old son of a former socialist MP is accused of the murder of 2 or more people, as well as illegal possession of weapons and ammunition. Just a few hours ago, the prosecution published new details about the quadruple homicide that took place on November 4th. The prosecution has released the information that the serial number of the crime weapon has been filed off. They are saying that if the perpetrator of these murders had not been caught fleeing the scene of the crime, it would have been very difficult to identify and catch him afterwards. According to the prosecution, Giovanni also attempted to manipulate the crime scene to make it seem like there was an exchange of gunshots at the bar where 4 men were killed. The man accused of the 4 recent murders in a bar in Tirana has had his alibi confirmed by a medical professional. The director of the psychiatric hospital of Elbasan has given his confirmation that the alibi of Mr. Giovanni holds true. He says that Giovanni was present in his hospital during the time that he was accused of injuring a man in Girocastra. According to this man, who is the director of the Elbasan Psychiatric Hospital, Giovanni was receiving medical assistance in his hospital at April 25th for alcohol consumption. The geology students of Tirana have gathered together in order to protest the recent loss of their faculty building. The students of the geology and mining faculty protested against a recent governmental decision, which granted the building that formerly belonged to this faculty to the Supreme Court. According to the students, this decision is an affront to the history of the faculty, since it has been around for 60 years now. On Wednesday, the government decided that the Supreme Court will transfer the ownership of the geology and mining building to the Supreme Court. For this reason, a considerable number of students gathered together in front of the building today in order to protest against this decision by the government. The American ambassador to Kosovo has spoken out against the political turmoil in the region, using very strong language. The political conflict in Kosovo has forced the American ambassador to this country to put aside her normal polite behavior and to react harshly against the current situation. While speaking in the Albanian language, the highest representative of the United States of America in Kosovo, Tracy Jacobson, addressed the leaders of the party. In a very passionate state, she told the party leaders, and here we insert more polite language, not to screw up everything. Her language, which is not included here, illustrated the intense nature of her feelings on the issues at hand. Her passionate and ironic comments concerning the political situation in Kosovo were delivered during a conference organized by Talk Society. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the English Flash News Edition at 6 p.m. We hope you join us again tomorrow for more Albanian news in English, right here on Aura News. We thank you, and good night.